Most of us believe that the rich just got lucky, right? I want you to think about the richest woman that you know. What's the first thing that comes to mind? Probably something like, oh, her husband's rich, or she comes from a rich family. It's always inherited, timing, or pure luck. And let's be honest, if you're not financially thriving right now, you probably feel like you never will be. Here's the thing though, it's going to sound completely crazy, but that's actually the entire point. It all boils down to your mindset, your internal beliefs about yourself, and specifically about money. That's the reason why you're here and why they're there. It's not your job, it's not the corrupt system, it's not even your past. It's that invisible set of rules playing inside your head, your money mindset. In today's video, I'm going to give you the brutally honest reasons why you're not where you want to financially be. It will probably be hard to hear. You might even want to unsubscribe by the end of it. But trust me, once you cool off, you'll probably be so glad you watched this. Think of me as your wealthy big sister, the one you sometimes love to hate, but you know she's always right. Let's dive in. I'm Stephanie, your life and mindset coach, a former CPA and a mom of 3 girls. I'm on a mission to help other ambitious women like you thrive unapologetically because, not gonna lie, selfishly, I want those thriving women to pave the way for my own daughters to build their own empires later in life. So get ready because I'm saying all the things that you need to hear but don't actually want to. Truth number 1. You are too busy trying to be perfect, and it's literally costing you millions. We as women know the script all too well. Girls are praised for being good and nice, while boys are praised for being brave and taking chances. So it's no wonder that as grown women, we still unconsciously strive to appear good, nice, and, well, perfect. If you feel this deeply, hit that like and subscribe button. Let's build our community of ambitious women who are no longer chasing perfectionism. Because a huge part of this perfectionism that we both understand is never letting anyone know we're struggling. We absolutely hate being bad at things. We hate looking dumb. So we'd rather just sit on the sidelines. If you grew up first generation like me, you know this idea of saving face or keeping up appearances. It makes you comfortable playing it safe. You never take chances, and that, my friend, translates directly into your finances. And I'm not saying you need to take big financial risks and swing for the fences overnight. I'm talking about small, perfectly imperfect steps. Like maybe you're a talented artist who's always wanted to try selling your art on Etsy, but you think, what if it's not perfect? No one's going to buy it. Or you feel like your money won't be invested correctly if you do it yourself, so you outsource it to a very expensive financial advisor without truly knowing how much you're actually paying. Or worse, you don't invest at all. I once coached a lovely retirement age woman, and she had confessed that she had her entire life savings literally in her home, cash, not even in a bank account. And her entire life's hard earned money was sitting under her mattress. And why? Because she was terrified of making the wrong move with it. She wanted to be perfectly safe and ended up completely missing out on decades of growth. So you ask, what do we do, Annie? Start small. Educate yourself. Watch some YouTube videos like this one. Invest just $100 and see how it goes. Create that one piece of art and try selling it on Facebook Marketplace. Baby steps. The moment you start small and you see that you survived, you're alive and well, that's when you'll say, okay, next time I'm going to invest $200 or I'm going to create 10 pieces to sell. You'll build that momentum and get comfortable with the unknown and new territory. This will slowly help you shatter the perfectionism. Embrace the journey and the mistakes along the way. And the mistakes along the way as just data and learning for your next winning move. All right, truth number 2. It's always something else. Do you have that friend? You know who I'm talking about. Or after hearing this, you might know if you're that friend. But when you talk about your challenges, it's always something external, right? Oh no, but it was my boss, or it was my mom's neglect when I was growing up, or it's because of the damn patriarchy. I mean, look, yes, we all have these moments. However, the critical question is, do you ever get out of this moment, or do you indulge in it? Is this victim story on repeat week after week? I know you're probably thinking, oh my gosh, this Stephanie girl is crazy. She doesn't believe the patriarchy exists or that my boss is an a-hole. Oh no, I believe it. And I know it exists. And I've experienced it firsthand. So don't even get me started on all the ridiculous stories with male coworkers. But here's the thing. I know it exists, but I refuse to let that be my limiting factor. It will always probably exist to some degree. Hopefully not to the degree that it exists right now, and it shouldn't because you're watching my video and you're going to make an impact to lessen it, right? But just like I tell my clients and drill into my own children, because this is such a key motto to just live by. We cannot control everything. It is impossible. However, what we can control is ourselves. So, how do we want to counter the patriarchy? How do I want to build wealth despite living in a patriarchy? For example, I handle 99% of our finances in our household. However, when a door-to-door salesman comes by, yes, they still do. They always say, "Hi, is your husband home?" Someone really needs to teach them sales lesson number 1 of what not to do. And anyways, I just use that to my advantage and I just say, no, and I close the door. And obviously, I do not use our money to support businesses like that. If you are too busy blaming or pointing fingers, then all your energy will be spent there. What a colossal waste of precious energy. Instead, shift yourself into thinking, yes, this exists, and what else can be true? Yes, there is inequality and systemic racism, and I can build wealth so that I can spend my money aligned with my values. When you point the finger and blame someone else, you are giving them the power to dictate your life. You are literally saying that they have the power to tell you how to live your life. Step out of the victim mentality and step into your own power. So what do we do, Annie? Instead of focusing on everything that's wrong, focus on what you can do to make it better. Focus on how you can empower yourself and your family. How can we dismantle the system while still relying on it? Meaning, if you don't like it, then you'll have to leave and find somewhere else to go. Or you stay and make an impact as tiny as it may seem to you from your corner of the world. But the power shift starts with you. Next up, truth number 3. You're being impulsive with your money and it's stealing from your future. Let's be real, we all suffer from wanting that instant gratification. With social media dominating our lives, our attention spans are getting shorter and shorter. We just live in this world of now, 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 now. We're all looking for the next dopamine hit to feel good. Unfortunately, that dopamine hit too often comes at a financial cost. And for most women, let's be honest, it's impulse shopping. So many women can justify spending thousands of dollars on a luxury handbag, but they will scoff at spending any money on coaching or financial education. Think about that. One loses value over time while the other gives you tools to create multi-generational wealth. So you ask, what do we do, Annie? And I want you to really be honest with yourself. What do you think is your biggest problem when it comes to your finances? For some, it's I can't save enough or I spend too much. You have to become aware of the root cause. Otherwise, how will you fix it? For instance, if your issue is that you're an impulsive shopper and can't stop spending, get curious. I want you to ask yourselves these questions. When do you most often shop? Did anything happen to trigger the want or need to shop? How are you usually feeling when you get the urge to shop? For me, I really notice that when I'm feeling down or had a bad day, I feel this strong urge to buy something. And nothing big, but just something that brings me joy or satisfaction, usually something beauty related or something that will provide quick satisfaction, like a new cooking or cleaning gadget. Because I want that quick dopamine hit. I want that ooh, and I can kind of justify it because I'm like, oh, it's for my beauty and wellness. Find out what the root issue is for you. Do you shop more when you feel like your finances are out of control? It's almost like, what's another $100? I'm already in debt for 5,000. What's the difference? That right there is a dangerous justification that keeps you stuck. So you need to figure out what it is for you. Truth number 4. You lack financial discipline and you're probably pretending you don't. Everyone's always talking about being in shape and they want the sculpted arms, the six pack, the energy, but no one really wants to do the work, right? The consistent oops. The consistent workouts, the meal prep, the early mornings. Well, it's the exact same thing when it comes to your money. You want to be rich, you want financial freedom, but you don't want to put in the work. You don't want to put in the consistent, sometimes boring, often inconvenient work. And here's another critical thing to note. Just like being in shape isn't quantifiable or specific enough, neither is rich. What does that even mean for you? It could mean a lot of different things depending on where you grew up, how old you are, where you live, what your responsibilities are. But that's the problem. When you don't make your financial goal specific, you can't actually ever reach it because you've created a moving target. You don't actually know what the moving target is. You don't even know what the target is. Therefore, you try, but not really. You dabble, you get excited for a week, and then you fall off. I've been there. Even with my CPA background, when I was first starting out in my own investing journey, the initial excitement of opening an account quickly faded when it came to the discipline of consistent contributions, especially when life got chaotic with young kids. I tell myself, oh, I'll do it next month when things settle down. But next month rarely came without me getting brutally honest with myself about my lack of system, not lack of desire. It's not about willpower, it's about making it a non negotiable habit. So, what do I do, Annie? This is where we get strategic. Make a plan, set a real, measurable, specific goal. For example, instead of I want to be rich, it's I will invest $500 consistently every month for the next 12 months, specifically for my retirement fund. Make it reasonable, make it time constrained, make it something you can track. Then here's the kicker, stick to it. Forget how you feel some days. Forget the excuses. Just show up over and over and over. It's about consistency, not perfection. Think about it like brushing your teeth. You don't always feel like doing it, but you do it because it's a non negotiable. Eventually, you'll start to see your progress and momentum build, and that undeniable evidence will be the fuel that keeps you wanting to show up. It's not about a sudden burst of motivation, it's about building an unstoppable system. Finally, truth number 5. You and your partner believe wildly different things when it comes to money, and you're ignoring it. This is arguably the one that causes the most unspoken tension, hidden resentment, and devastating long term financial damage for women in relationships. You might be a saver dreaming of early retirement while he's a spender focused on enjoying the present moment. Or perhaps one expects the other to handle all the financial heavy lifting. Here's the cold, hard truth: financial incompatibility is a leading cause of divorce, and for women especially. Outsourcing all financial control to a partner can leave you dangerously vulnerable. I've seen countless women, after decades in a marriage, find themselves blindsided during a divorce, realizing they have no ideas about their assets, their debts, or even how to manage their own money. It's a terrifying and deeply disempowering position to be in. So you're asking, what do I do, Annie? You need to initiate what I call a money date. And I'm not talking about a quick chat over dinner while scrolling through your phone. I'm talking about a dedicated, intentional session. Go to a neutral territory, a quiet cafe, a library, or even just your kitchen table after the kids are asleep, where you guys can sit down, talk, write things down. The goal of this money date isn't to solve everything in one go. It's to open the conversation to truly understand each other's money stories, fears, and dreams. Are you a saver, a spender, an avoider, or a worshiper of money? How did your parents handle money? What's your biggest influences? What are your biggest financial anxieties? What does financial freedom actually mean to each of you? If you're interested in some powerful discussion points for your very first money date, I created a free PDF with some deep questions to get you started. It covers everything from your childhood money stories to your deepest financial fears and dreams. I'll leave a link below in the description. This isn't just about sharing numbers, it's about understanding each other's money mindsets and building a foundation of shared vision. Because true unapologetic abundance is almost impossible to build if you're pulling in opposite directions with the person closest to you. So if any part of you felt called out in this video, good. That's actually something to celebrate, because the minute that you stop outsourcing the blame to someone or something else is the minute that you can put yourself back into the driver's seat. You are the only person who can cultivate the life that you truly want to live, despite whatever the circumstances are around you. You can be the exception to it. I've seen it myself. I have done it myself. And I know it's possible when we stop looking outward and go inward and start taking action. If you enjoyed this video, and I know it may have been triggering, but that was the purpose, to trigger you, to wake you up to your own power and your potential, then do me a massive favor and hit subscribe and say hi below. Let me know what your biggest takeaway was. To start taking control of your finances, watch this next video that pops up.